Good day everyone. So today we're going to create an app service. So an app service is regularly accessed by a user from the internet towards the app service. So the access is represented by the red arrows. But now we want to add a security layer. In Azure we have what we call the application gateway. The main purpose of the application gateway usually is for layer 7 load balancing. So the application gateway usually resides within your virtual network. Now when the user accesses the website, it goes to the application gateway, then to your application service. What we add here, the application gateway has a WAF that you need to enable. So the WAF actually safeguards you from common vulnerabilities. Now, we need to also restrict the direct access of the user towards the application gateway. So let's start. Okay, so once you are actually in the Azure portal, let's open up resource group. Now we need to add a new resource group. First off, in adding a resource group, you need to select your subscription. Then let's put a resource group name. AGW stands for Application Gateway. AS as application service, so lab because we're doing a lab, and RG as a resource group. So in my area, I'm really close by to the Southeast Asia region, so let's use that. Then let's insert a tag, environment equals lab. Let's create the resource group. Once the resource group is created, we need to start adding the application service. The same thing what you did with the resource group. You need to select your subscription, the resource group that we just created. Let's name this as AS01. Then let's select PHP 7.3. So for the region, let's still select Southeast Asia. Now for the Linux plan, or the application service plan, you can create your own name, but for now, for this use case, let's just stick with what is the default. Now for the SKU and size, you have three main categories: the dev test, production, and isolated. So for production, usually comes with auto scaling and other included features. But for this use case, let's just use the dev test. B1 should suffice this effort. Remember, B1 doesn't have any auto scaling. If you want to scale, you have to do it manually. Click apply. For the monitoring, let's stick with disabling it. So same thing, add environment equals it's always good to review the features you've selected before you click save. Great. Okay, let's fast forward this. Okay, we have our app service already created. So on the app service, you have a lot of options on the left side menu. There will be another video for that to tackle most of the features. But for now, we'll just focus with the default app service. So now let's create the URL and check if our app service is running. Okay, so we have our app service running. That's running on PHP. Okay, let's go back to our resource group and let's start creating the application gateway. Okay, let's select the resource group we created previously. Let's name our application gateway. Let's name it AGW01. Select Southeast Asia. And for the purpose of this demo, we need to have the WAF. Let's have the WAF D2. We need to turn off auto scaling and have the scale unit to 1. We enable the firewall as well as change it to prevention rather than detection. For availability zone, let's select the free zone so we are highly available in terms of the application gateway. Now, as mentioned previously, the application gateway needs to reside on a virtual network. So let's create a virtual network. Let's call this VNet01. So /16 is actually have around 65,000 IPs. Let's lower it down to 24, which only has 256 addresses. And let's create a subnet for our application gateway. Let's have maybe /29. /29 will give you 8 addresses. Okay, now that's done. Let's proceed to front-end configuration. So let's select public and let's create a new IP. For creating front end, let's go create the back end. So the back end pool, let's create it. Let's name it pool 01. Let's select the target type as application service, and of course the target as the application servers we created previously. Okay, now we go to the configuration. Front end we already created, the back end pool we already created. Now let's create our routing rules. Let's name this rule 01. Okay, within the rule you have the listener and the backend targets. Right? So listener, the traffic coming into the application gateway. Then basically the backend is from the application gateway towards the application service. So let's create the listener. Pointed to the public HTTP, meaning that's port 80, basic with error pages. For the backend, same thing, pointed to the pool that you just created earlier, and create an HTTP setting. Remember, this is the setting from your application gateway to the backend, to your pool. Let's rename this HTTP setting 01, choose port 80. Disable the cookie-based affinity and connection draining. Now, for the hostname, you need to enable override with new hostname. for the application gateway to connect to your application service. And then you also pick the hostname from the backend target. Okay, let's click next. Same thing, we add environment equals lab. Review and create. Click create. Okay, we also need to fast forward this. Now we created your application gateway. So let's go inside our application gateway. Okay. So you have your front-end public IP. Let's copy that one. Let's check first if our application gateway is connected to the app service. Looks like it's connected. Okay. Now let's double check all the configurations just to be sure. So for this, we selected WAF version 2. Here's the setup of the WAF. That's firewall mode enable for prevention. The backend pools is pointing to your app service. For HTTP settings is on port 80 using HTTP. Listen. Also using HTTP. Okay, everything looks good. Now, what we're going to do on the previous drawing, I told you that we need to restrict the direct access of the user towards the app service without going through the application gateway. For that, you need to go to networking, click access restriction, create a new rule. Okay, let's call this allow VNet. Let's have this as priority 1. This will allow your virtual network wherein your application gateway resides to be the only one who could access the app service. Select the virtual network as well as the subnet that could access this application service. Okay. Add new rule. It's creating the rule now. Wait for a little bit. So once this is created, right, the direct access towards the application service should give you a 403. So now only the application gateway and its VNet can access the app service. That's it. Have a good day.